The latest episode of Vinland Saga was sweet, juicy, and savory enough that I had to make a video right away. So here it is, guys. Literally, episode 14 starts exactly how I love my anime episodes to start, with all the smoke and the boxing. Like, as you see Gardar acting crazy on the farm, you already know Snake is like, yo, I'm about to give it up to him. I'm not playing with him right now. He's like, Arnhide, step aside because you could catch these hands too. Like, it really got crazy. I was loving it. And as I'm watching Einar grab his axe, I'm like, boy, you better put that axe down. You do not know what to do with that. Like, for real, Einar is a lover, not a fighter. Or better, should I say, he's a farmer, not a fighter. And special thanks to Thorfinn for asking him all the right questions. He's like, Einar, are you really ready for that? Are you prepared for that? Are you ready to kill? Is that your body? However, to my dismay, Snake beat Gardar a little bit too easily, but he was injured, so, fair play. The better question is, how did his goons lose to a wounded man? I think that's what everyone should be asking themselves right now. I was very much not appreciating how Einar was caping the whole episode. Like, he's like, yo, let's go save Gardar. I'm like, first of all, you don't know this man. Second of all, he literally was the husband of the shorty you in love with right now. So why are you caping right now? Like, he just doing a lot, trying to be, I don't know, like holier than thou, super self-righteous, and thinking that maybe Arnhide is gonna love him for that. I don't know. I don't really know. I didn't really know his angle. I wasn't really liking that though. He was caping super hard. And then we segue into Arnhide's backstory, which I really didn't care for. Like, I really didn't. I was like, boo, can we get on to the action or whatever else? I don't want to hear her story, but it was pretty good. Give us some context on what was going on. And then I liked it because they brought it full circle, so I did start to appreciate it at that point. There was a funny part in the story, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm sick for laughing at this, but there was a part in the story where basically all the men had went to go fight a battle or whatever. I'm not gonna get into the details. And a couple weeks pass by, and then the ships are coming back to Arnhide's village, and dumb enough they thought that was the men returning. I was like, wouldn't you know what ships left the area, and wouldn't you know who's returning back? Like, wouldn't you recognize the ships? Like, oh, these are the same ships. But it was just funny to be like, oh, we thought it was our men, but it was actually Vikings coming to raid and destroy. That was a little funny to me. I was like, how gullible could you guys be? But on a serious note, I very much enjoyed the concept of the storm, which I believe was the whole point of this episode. The episode was actually titled Freedom, but I think a better title would have been Storm or something related to the storm, because that was like the concept or motif that kept coming up, and I really enjoyed it and wanted to analyze it a little bit deeper. So according to Arnhide, Gardar has become the storm. And Arnhide is telling Einar that he needs to stay out of the storm and just let it pass. Like, that's her strategy for what's going on. She's like, I'm not going back with him. I'm just going to let this storm pass. Because last time, the storm swallowed up everything and almost destroyed my life. If you want to understand that more, go watch the episode for yourself. So she tells her story, everything, whoop-de-whoop, and then we segue into a part where basically Arnhide is going to go tend his wounds or whatever she wants to go do, but all we know is that she's jumping back into the proverbial storm. And this is why I love good old man Sverkel, because his character is actually really important. Just because he's an old man, he doesn't fight, doesn't mean his character isn't important. I think Yukimura uses him a lot to get a lot of his wisdom and important points across, where some characters won't be deep enough or wise enough to be able to do that. Another thing that was very interesting was, as Arnhide is leaving to go and try and treat her former husband's wounds, the wind is blowing almost like there's a physical tempest or storm going on at the time, and it's very interesting. The viewer can kind of tell that the physical storm is signifying a bad omen in a sense, like a bit of foreshadowing, just as well as the symbolic storm, which I'll get into right now. Basically, Arnhide is saying that Gardar, her former husband, has become the storm. Like, everywhere he goes, calamity touches and calamity touches down. So basically, she's like, I need to stay away from this as much as possible because I have important things to protect now. And this video is going to be very brief, but I want to leave off with the most important quote that I really liked that was given to me. Shout out Vinland Saga for just these fire quotes that they keep passing off and dropping off. Basically, Old Man Sverkel says, he gives his little spiel, he gives his little backstory. Everyone's just giving out superhero origin stories today. You get a story, you get a story, you get a story. Like, you know what I mean? They're just trying to find content. But basically, Old Man Sverkel says, after his, his monologue and his story, he's like, you may be able to let the storm pass, but it will still leave you with scars. And he just lets Arnhide, basically reflect on that as she goes to go do whatever she's gonna do. Boom, close episode. Very fire, guys. You guys gotta check out this Vinland Saga stuff, man. I'm really hoping that these videos are reaching out to you and making you guys, watch this stuff more. But that's it for this episode. Make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely share with a friend. And as always, find your zen, your final form. I'll see you next time, guys. いい加減おとなしくしやがれ
Yeah, what? Let's go. Yeah, 100 round bitch with my hoes. 100 round bitch with my clothes. 100 round bitch with my pole. 100 round bitch with my dope.